The heroes of last year's Kentucky Derby. The trainer was BARRERA, trainer of a firm who won the Derby and went on to win the Triple Crown. And of course the jockey was Stevie Cawthon. Well, since then, BARRERA has undergone open heart surgery. Recently said, "I wear the Triple Crown on my chest, 32 stitches of it." All the best to him. As for Stevie Cawthon, this very day, he has won the first leg of the English Triple Crown over there. He won the 2,000 guineas. Congratulations to Steve. As for today's cast of characters, we have a 19-year-old jockey matched up against a 42-year-old veteran rider. As for the trainers, we have voluble, super confident Bud Delp against conservative veteran Gordon Campbell. And the owners, well, Harry and Teresa and Tommy Meyerhoff are three Baltimoreans having the time of their lives with Spectacular Bid. B.J. Ritter is an elderly, wealthy newspaper tycoon, but a very good friend of his said to me just about an hour ago, he actually lives for Flying Paster these days. Those then are the cast of characters. Let's take a look at the odds because of horse. Of course, there are 8 other colts in this race. Current odds: General Assembly and Sir Ivor again are the entry of the Leroy Jolly Train stable, 9-1. Golden Act, number 2, is 17-1. Number 3, Great Redeemer, 60-1. Spectacular Bid, the favorite in the race, at 3-5. Number 5, SHAMGO, is 80-1. Number 6, Screen King, highly regarded, at 9-1. Number 7, King Celebrity, 99-1. That means he's probably over 100-1. That's all the higher the board goes. Number 8, Flying Paster, 2-1, second choice in the betting. And number 9, rounding out the field, Lot of Gold, 40-1, the odds on Lot of Gold.
All right, back here at Churchill Downs, the horses in the paddock area, and Spectacular Bid apparently a little bit upset.
He really is. Well, he was geared up coming to the paddock. We watched him before he went in the paddock. He was geared up then. And by the way, that was a good move when he turned him the other way and put a blanket up so he couldn't see the people. He now is walking him around and is settling him down a little bit, Howard, but he was upset, and he is a high-geared horse anyway. The Bold Ruler and the Nazrul, all is coming out of him.
It was the first time actually the Bid was ever saddled facing the crowd, and they put a pair of blankets up over the left side at the front of his barn so that he couldn't see the crowd. Nonetheless, Spectacular Bid still acting up, as you see him right there.
Well, this is the time for him to act up. He's really geared up. He's been trained for it.
All right, we've dealt with the jockeys. We've talked about the race plan. Eddie Arcaro covered that. Right now, let's meet the 5 leading trainers for this event and get their views.
Leroy, you're one who doesn't view this as a 2-horse race, do you?
No, I don't. I think the 2 top horses are outstanding, but I think the other horses have improved. They have good records, and there's no reason that 1 or 2 of them, or even maybe more, couldn't jump up and win.
Looking back to General Assembly in the Wood, a difficult race. Do you feel it was a representative race?
Well, I can't give him any one incident concrete excuse. It was a disappointing race that I really can't explain, but his father did the same thing, and maybe he can come back and pull it off like his father did.
Want to predict victory for Screen King?
I'm pretty sure that my horse can win the race. And the only horse I have to beat is Flying Paster.
Not Spectacular Bid.
I don't think Spectacular Bid going to beat me.
Because he's tired?
No, I can't say that because I don't think he go that far.
Realistically, Lauren, can the Act run with Paster and with Bid?
Yes, I'm sure he can. He's ready to run with him now.
What makes you say that?
He's better right now than he's ever been in his life. He came out of just winning 2 derbies. He won the Louisiana Derby and the Arkansas Derby, and he's ready to tackle him today.
Buddy, is this a 2-horse race, or is it, in fact, just 1 horse, the Bid?
Well, Howard, I've been saying that it could be a 2-horse race because I don't want the glory or the glamour or the fun to be taken away from it, but I honestly believe it's a 1-horse race. I think my horse is a super horse. I really mean that honestly. And if Flying Paster is as good as Secretariat, he'll make a race out of it. But he's got to be that good, and what's the odds on that?
Gordon, talking to the Spectacular Bid people, the owners, the trainer, they say, what 2-horse race? It's a 1-horse race, all Spectacular Bid. What's your comment?
Well, I don't agree with that. It's not only it's not a 2-horse race. There's other horses in there too have to be considered. I think that Spectacular Bid and Flying Paster are definitely the two tough colts in the race. They're the ones to beat. But General Assembly, I believe, is much capable of running a much better race than he did in the Wood. Golden Act has run very well. He's a much improved colt since the last time I ran against him. And Screen King turned in a tremendous work here the other day and indicates that he could be awful tough. So it's by no means a one-horse race or a two-horse race. There's others to be considered in there, too.
Horse number 1, Virginia bred, the son of Secretariat General Assembly. The trainer, Leroy Jolly. The jockey, the gifted LAFFIT, PINCAY Jr. In the entry, horse number 1A, the only horse to have raced and won at 1 1/4 miles, Sir Ivor again. Mrs. Christopher's horse, Leroy Jolly, the trainer, Don MacBETH, the jockey. Horse number 2, the winner of the Louisiana and Arkansas Derbies, Golden Act, Sandy Hawley, the veteran Canadian rider, up and a very good one indeed. Horse number 3, unsurprisingly, even shockingly, Great Redeemer, owned and trained by Dr. J.A. Muhammad, Richard DePASS, the rider. Forget about it. Horse number 4, the favorite. The bid, spectacular bid, 19-year-old Ronnie Franklin up. The trainer, garrulous Grover Buddy DELP. And horse number 5 from California, SHAMGO. The jockey, Frank Olivares. The trainer, John Sullivan, apparently in for the ride. Horse number 6, the finishing horse, the horse with an outside chance, considered by many to be a threat. Screen King, on hill, Cordero Jr., the redoubtable one, up. The trainer, Luis Barrera. Horse number 7, King Celebrity, also apparently in for the ride. R.J. Taylor, the trainer, Cash Asmussen, the jockey. Horse number 8, the second choice, the California bred, Flying Paster, with the crafty Don Pierce in the irons. And, of course, the trainer, Gordon Campbell. And then the bottom horse, the number 9 horse, Lot of Gold, Smiley Adams, the colorful trainer, the jockey, Don Brumfield, who's had a hot hand this week at Churchill Downs. So there they are, your post-parade, 10 horses in all. And we approach the 105th running of the Derby. We'll be back. Current odds showing at 3 to 5. Spectacular bid, only one area of controversy, the young jockey, Ronnie Franklin. Now, what about Ronnie Franklin? Let's get some of his thinking at this particular moment.
So much talk about Pierce's experience aboard the Paster vis-a-vis your inexperience. Are you concerned about that?
Well, no. I got just as much experience on bid as he's got on Flying Paster. And, well, it's going to be a horse race, and I think bid's just going to draw away like he usually does.
You expect at the start to bust right out there, be in first place at the first turn?
Well, it really doesn't have to be in first place. I could be laying second or third, but I'm going to send him on away from that gate as quick and as fast as I can and set my position. And it's a long way for you to get that position. Mile and a quarter is a pretty long race.
Ronnie Franklin understands the length of that stretch, doesn't he, Eddie Arcaro? But in the meantime, Ronnie Franklin, as he gets ready to bring his horse, Spectacular Bid, up to the starting gate, is also intimately aware of a fellow named Don Pierce. Often called by Willie Shoemaker the toughest guy I've ever ridden against, Pierce knows his business and then some. And so, Pierce, aboard Flying Paster, according to Eddie Arcaro, will seek during this race to lock Ronnie Franklin in, to box him in so that he can't get outside and make his usual late run for it, drawing away from the others. Under any circumstances, let's meet Don Pierce right now.
Don, you've ridden in the Derby before. What will your feelings be this time as you go into the starting gate?
Well, Howard, I feel like I've really got a tremendous chance to win the Derby. And before that, when I rode the Derby, I was on a rank outsider each time, and This is the first time I've come in with a horse that can really run, and he's a good horse, and I think he's got a tremendous chance. So.
Gordon Campbell says perhaps your greatest quality is the ability to evaluate a total race within the first eighth of a mile. Tell us about that.
Well, that's very nice of him to say, but I've made a lot of mistakes doing that too, you know. So I'm sure that by the time we go a little ways out of the gate that I'll know whether to go on or ease back or whatever, and we'll just have to play it by ear.
So you've heard from Don Pierce, you've heard from Ronnie Franklin, you've heard from Angel Cordero Jr. Perhaps significantly, only time will tell, Eddie Arcaro has predicted that Pierce will seek to lock Franklin in, box him out so he never gets to make his usual move in the race.
Howard?
Right now.
Howard and Eddie?
Yes,
I just thought it might be appropriate for those who might have just joined us to point out, although this is a Cuppy racetrack, it is classified today as fast. And I talked to the track superintendent about an hour ago. He said despite the torrential rains of yesterday, it's as fast as Churchill Downs gets.
Well, that backs up what Lynn Stone, the president of Churchill Downs, says, Jimmy. He says that this track is at its fastest when it's drying out. And as we've noted, there have been 2 days of incessant rain. As you see the horses now going into the starting gate. Rain, track dried out, conditions excellent. And so, as the horses continue to go in, there goes the bid. Now remember, the bid was acting up some. He was acting up some in the paddock area. But he went in quietly enough, Eddie.
Very good. He just walked in there like a man.
Shamgo, number 5, going into his position.
They're having no problem loading this field so far.
There is Screen King, who's had the appearance of a settled horse in the paddock area. No problem with him. Now, right now, let's go up for the call of the race to our colleague, Dave Johnson. Dave?
Well, there's the number 1 horse, General Assembly, and he's having a little bit of a problem. He doesn't want to go into that gate. And LAFFIT PINCAY Jr. taps him a little bit on the side. We're kicking there. The assistant starters move behind him, and they're going to, what they call, load this horse into the gate. You saw it. They closed the doors behind him. The horse's post positions were drawn by lot on Thursday morning. They line up from the rail in a different order than your saddlecloth numbers. And that's because there's an entry of General Assembly and Sir Ivor again, both of those trained by Leroy Jolly. The last two horses, Flying Paster and a lot of gold, ready to move in. Flying Paster, second choice at 2-1. And they're up. From between horses, Shamgo going for the lead on the extreme outside, a lot of gold ranging up. And it's General Assembly, now passing the stands for the first time. That's Shamgo along the rail, General Assembly between horses, and a lot of gold on the outside, and Flying Paster is right there. 4 of them across the track, and there's 1 mile to go. On the inside now, it's General Assembly, Shamgo on the rail, Flying Paster 3rd, then a lot of gold on the outside 4th. Great Redeemer surprisingly up in 5th position. Then it's King Celebrity 6th on the outside. Spectacular Bid is 7th. Screen King moves through 8th along the rail. Golden Act is 9th by a head. And Sir Ivor again is 10th on the outside as they race on to the backstretch. And it's Shamgo holding on to the lead by about half a length. And General Assembly on the outside is 2nd by 3.5. Then it's Lot of Gold, 3rd by a length and a quarter. And on the inside, Great Redeemer is 4th by 3 parts of a length. Then on the outside, Flying Paster 5th by a head. King Celebrity moves through with a rush now 6th. Spectacular Bid is 7th and closing ground. That's the Bid right alongside the Paster as they move to the half-mile fold. Shamgo has the lead. From between horses, that's General Assembly. There goes Flying Paster. Don Pierce puts Flying Paster in gear on the outside. After that, it's King Celebrity. Now they're on the far turn. And Spectacular Bid also makes a move. 3/8 of a mile to go. It's General Assembly holding on to the lead. On the inside, between horses, that's Flying Paster, and on the outside, there goes the Bid. So it's the Bid on the outside. Spectacular Bid gets the lead by a head. General Assembly on the inside, 2nd, and Flying Paster is 3rd, and down the stretch they come, and it's Spectacular Bid taking the lead by a length and a half. Along the inside, General Assembly is 2nd. Flying Paster drops back on the outside, Golden Act coming on, but there's a 16th of a mile to go, and Spectacular Bid is going to win the 105th running of the Kentucky Derby. Spectacular Bid doesn't run Franklin aboard. General Assembly second under the wire. After that, it was Golden Act and King Celebrity. So about 7th around the clubhouse turn, Ronnie Franklin made a big move with the Bid on the far turn and on to victory. Time on the board, 2 minutes, 2 2/5 seconds.
We're back at Churchill Downs. Jim Mckay here with Howard Cosell and Eddie O'Carroll, and there is the final order of finish in the race. It's official. Spectacular Bid has won the Kentucky Derby. General Assembly second. Golden Act, the winner of the Louisiana and Arkansas Derby, third. King Celebrity, a rather surprising fourth. And Flying Paster's second choice in the betting was fifth. Screen King finished sixth, a disappointment there. Sir Ivor again, the other half of Leroy Jolly's entry, was seventh. Shamgo was eighth. Lot of Gold ninth, and Great Redeemer, the unexpected last-minute entry, was 10th and last. Right now, Bud Delp, the trainer of the winner, is over with Howard and Eddie. Gentlemen?
Okay, we're here now with trainer Grover Buddy Delp, the happiest man perhaps in Louisville at the moment, and along with Eddie Arcaro, of course. Ronnie should be joining us in just a couple of seconds. He's up with Jimmy. Let's have another look at this race, because I want Buddy Delp to see it better than he saw it the first time.
That's what I'd like.
Now, here
Looked like he broke to the outside.
Well, now just watch, because this is not a routine race, Buddy. There was some trouble here. Take over.
Okay, well, now I was a little worried right now because Ronnie's steadying just a little bit to be sure he's not going to have to, snatch up on him. Now he's coming clear, and this is when I felt confident right here. When Ronnie cleared, the outside, then he had control of the race if he had the horse.
All right, Ronnie has just joined us. Ronnie, what place are you in right now?
Well, I don't know really what place I'm in, but
Look
I know.
there it is.
I know I got my horse where I want him. I know he's
Well,
running.
you're seventh, I'll tell you.
He's
You're
running
seventh.
real free right where he is, and that's where we was.
Did you want him that far back, though? I thought you might be a little closer.
Well, that's where he wanted to be, and he was running okay there. And I knew that he just had his feet under him real good, so I kind of let him do what he wanted to do the first part. And as soon as he straightened down the back stretch,
Ronnie, you make
right
a
here.
big move here.
Yes.
Get him when you come up on the outside of Flying Paster.
Right. He picked up the bit real good as soon as he got down the backside, and then he went on with it.
Here is the move.
Here's a big move.
Right now, here you are on the outside.
Right.
Were you running easier than Flying Paster?
I'm running a lot easier than any horse up there right now, and my horse looked Flying Paster in the eye, and he just kind of spit it right out. I knew I had him, and then Screen King come back on.
General Assembly.
That is General Assembly.
Oh, that's General Assembly. Okay, I'm sorry.
On the rail. But
well,
it looked like you had dead aim on him. Were you letting
yes.
your horse run at that time?
No, not really. I wasn't really letting him get him, I asked him a little bit to keep his mind on his business.
Did he
and they
handle
kind
the
of
track
banged me
good?
around the turn a little bit. They were bumping me a little. He handled the track perfect, and I only hit him like 3 or 4 times with the stick.
He's reaching good.
And he just went easy, I'd have to say, just like any other race, Mr. Arcaro.
It is. He sure did a great job on him. I thought you were in trouble coming to the first turn, but you handled it like a veteran. Really, you did.
Thank
Buddy,
you.
And I'm proud of you.
Yes, sir. He's some kind of horse. He is terrific.
Look at him. I love it.
Look at that horse. Sure,
Hi,
he's
Mom.
great. Yeah, hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
They're out in the stand. They're not going to hear you. Granddaddy.
So at age 19, this is the kid of this year. A year ago was Stevie Cawthon, who won the 2,000 guineas today. As Jimmy told you, the first leg of the British Triple Crown. And now today, another 19-year-old has done it.
Well, your head's up in the air now, ain't it?
Ronnie, all the talk about the crafty and very fine jockey Don Pierce outmaneuvering you didn't come to pass, did it?
Well, no, not really.
As a matter of fact, didn't the pacer surprise you, the way you went past him? Yes.
Well, I had the horse, I was going pretty easy, and I thought he'd come right on. He was right there for about 70 yards, and he just quit,
Interesting observation. Now, you said, Buddy Delp, in an interview that Spectacular Bid might be better than Secretariat. Do you want to amplify?
Well, I'd have to check the track out today. Of course, he was 2:02 and 2, but I think the track was probably a little on the dead side. Wouldn't you say so, Howard?
Well, they had told us that the conditions were very fast, close to lightning fast,
really?
but the figures don't reflect that. However, the agent Lenny Goodman, the Damon Runyon-esque character, is the one who said time only matters when you're in prison, so forget about it.
Yes, I'll take it. He ran a great race, and he beat some very, very fine horses in here today.
He sure did.
I'm happy. I'm glad to be going back home with this colt, a winner in the Kentucky Derby. I really feel good.
See you at the Preakness.
Thanks,
Mike.
Howard. And I want to say hello to my grandfather and Larry Bundy and Maggie and my mother.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Ronnie. You really deserve it.
Thanks.
Right now, let's move it on up to Jim Mckay.
All right, here we are on the victory stand, the presentation stand. Lynn Stone, the president of Churchill Downs, Governor Julian Carroll. Just before you come in here, Governor, let's have a word with the winning owners, Harry Meyerhoff. Congratulations, Harry. You said it was going to happen, and now it has.
We're very, very, very pleased.
And here is Teresa Meyerhoff. You came up here and you said, I can't believe it. You believed it ahead of time. Why not now?
Well, there's always a chance of something happening, and we knew we had the best horse, and I think he certainly proved it today.
And there's Tommy Meyerhoff, 26 years old yesterday. Congratulations to you. He almost got kicked by his own horse down here in the winner's circle. Governor?
Thank you very much, Jim. And certainly to all of our friends who have just seen the 105th running of the Kentucky Derby. Indeed, we want to give our personal congratulations to Spectacular Bid and to Mr. Meyerhoff and certainly to Buddy Delp and to Ronald Franklin. Indeed, it was a great race, and I know all of our friends both on television, Jim, and around the world have enjoyed the great running of the Kentucky Derby. It's my pleasure now to present to Mr. Meyerhoff this beautiful trophy, Mr. Meyerhoff. Isn't that gorgeous?
Certainly is. God, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Couldn't be prettier.
It's a spectacular trophy there.
On the Baltimore homeland and the Preakness, huh?
Jim, we have also this trophy for the jockey and have an additional one for Buddy Delp, the trainer, and additionally for the breeders.
Okay, that's just fine. And here's Lynn Stone, the president of Churchill Downs. Lynn, congratulations again on a marvelously run Derby day.
Well, thank you very much, Jim. Obviously, the weatherman cooperated. We want to express our welcome to everyone here, congratulate the winners, and hope that everyone has a good time.
Okay, thanks to you, thanks to Governor Carroll. Again, congratulations to Harry and Teresa and Tommy Meyerhoff, who believed all the way to